Hey everybody, welcome to Act 3 of Extra Time. I'm Greg Lawless alongside Shep Messing and Jason the producer. We're getting down to brass tacks now. Every team has 2 games left to play, and really the playoff race is tighter than ever. Shep, the impact game of the week is Colorado at Dallas. Dallas now in the playoff hunt. Colorado in the playoff zone, but not exactly looking like world beaters right now.
The irony of this game, guys, 2 months ago, we never would have looked at this game on the schedule.
We crossed that one out.
Impact. Forget this game. It's a big game. I still give the edge to Colorado. Taking nothing away from what Dallas has done. It's been on the shoulders of Jeff Cunningham for the most part, but I think Colorado will find a way to get a result.
I think your tie is on too tight. There's no way. I think Dallas is going to come up with a big win.
You have 2 teams going in opposite directions here. Colorado clearly coming down, Dallas clearly going up. Games in Dallas, Colorado's without Baudette, without Bellucci. All signs point to Dallas victory.
However, to Colorado's credit, Connor Casey, coming off a big week with the national team, will be filled with confidence. He hasn't been playing very well in the league.
Or he'll be exhausted.
Or he'll be exhausted. But he hasn't been playing that well in the league lately. And don't forget, this is all about the Golden Boot. This is Connor Casey with 16 goals, Jeff Cunningham with 17 goals. There's a lot more at stake, even at the individual level, than just points for the team.
Again, great game in terms of drama, expectation. I think Gary Smith finds a way to get it right.
All right, since this is such a big game for the Golden Boot, I'm going to say it. We predicted this a couple of weeks ago. Who's going to win the Golden Boot?
Connor Casey.
Connor Casey, what do you got?
I think Jeff Cunningham now, and I definitely predicted Connor Casey then.
Well, I had Freddie Montero, and that's nowhere near it. I think I'm going to go with Cunningham.
I think I had Juan Pablo Angel. So.
I'll tell you what, in this game, if Dallas does win it and Colorado gives up 3 points to Dallas, Colorado's in bad shape, and they're looking like they're the ones who aren't going to make the playoffs.
Right. With Toronto coming up right behind them, you never know what might happen there. Well, another big game this week, Chicago at New England. The Revs need to find some goals somehow. They've only scored once in their last 3 games. They dropped a game at home to Columbus, and Chicago, of course, coming off of a bye week, but they're not playing very well either, Jason.
I think Chicago's doing okay, and especially if Blanco's healthy and back in the lineup, he's a guy who can definitely create for them, kind of, you know, in those 0-0 games, he's the guy who finds that crack in the defense or draws a PK or free kick or something like that that makes a difference. I think the way that New England's playing right now, they're really going to, you know, need to figure out a way to stop him, but stopping him might keep them from creating their own chances.
Well, the issue for me is what happens, you know, who does it really help 0-0? Because Stevie Nicol, he's so great at maximizing performance out of what he has. Right. It is what it is. He's lost so many critical players. Right. He'll have the team, I think, New England organized, defensive shape. If he could get a goal, great, but
I think the way the teams behind New England are playing right now, with Dallas coming on strong now, a 0-0 will hurt the Revolution a lot.
I would argue that, well, the problem is they have Columbus on the back end.
That's the biggest problem, because they have to then go to Columbus, where Columbus is fighting still for the supporter shield.
I certainly don't expect New England to take 3 points out of Columbus. So I was going to say if they tie this game against Chicago and they tie Columbus, but you don't want to go into Columbus expecting or needing points.
Right. Well, a team that does need points, Real Salt Lake. If they're going to be involved at all, they need to start getting some points. Toronto also need to get some points. Can Toronto recover from that last-minute collapse last week?
Well, I look at these 2 teams and really I'm flipping a coin because Salt Lake has not had a good season, but they're still alive.
Right.
Toronto, they gave away that golden opportunity at home against San Jose, had the game won in stoppage time. I think Toronto figures out a way to get the win, but I think it's going to be ugly.
I think this is a big test for Chris Cummins and what he can do to this team mentally and how he can get them to bounce back and pull them together and rally them. Because I said it yesterday, they have 2 games. If they win them both, they're in real good shape. Now, they're not guaranteed anything, but they're in good shape. They're winnable games. Can he get his guys turned around? Can he get them organized and get the right 11 guys on the field to get the result? We'll see.
Well, he will get Amado Guevara back, and that should be big for him. Time now to turn to most important of all of Extra Times.
Greg's definitely excited about this.
I am very excited about this. Welcome back to the ET Cup. And I will just quickly go through what happened last week. Shep, you and Jason, you guys both picked the Toronto-San Jose game. Shep, you said 1-0, I believe, for Toronto, and Jason, you said 2-0. It ended up 1-1, so both of you guys got nothing.
Oh, the referee should have blown his whistle in the 90th minute.
Or maybe Toronto should have scored some more goals.
Yeah.
I picked Chivas 2-1 over Kansas City, and although I did not get the score right, I did get the win, so I pick up 2 points on this. So I go up to 9. Shep, you're still at 7. Jason, you're at 6. So
still within striking distance.
You are yes, you're still within striking distance, but we're getting down to the last couple of weeks of the season. Right. We will keep going with the ET Cup through the playoffs as well.
Until I catch up.
We'll be going into next
for
year.
A long time, yeah.
Well, Jason, we'll start with you with your prediction for this week.
I'm sick of going for the game where I think, this team has to win, they're going to win. I'm not going that way. I'm going with a game that I just really want to see, and that's Sunday's game in Houston against the Galaxy, basically for the Western Conference. And I'm going 1-1, a draw. I think LA has what it takes to get that draw in Houston. I think this is a precursor to potential playoffs. If Chivas were to win the West, this is going to be the 2 versus 3 seed matchup. So
you just said it's a fight for the West, but I'm going to say that Chivas is going to win the West. So
listen,
if either team wins this game, I think they're going to win the Western Conference.
A lot of firepower in that game.
You had me great anticipation, the build up. You named
and then
the game, and it goes 1-1. Pick a team. 1-1.
I think that's what's going to happen. 1-1.
Shep, what have you got?
I'd rather be right.
I'm going back to Toronto just to spite them.
Here comes the email. Here comes the email.
It's the jinx. They have to figure
Hopefully
out
he's picking whoever Toronto's playing. But
I'm picking Toronto 1-0 over Salt Lake. It'll probably be an own goal, but they'll figure out a way to get a goal. 1-0 Toronto.
Well, we'll see how that one goes out. I'm going to stick with my guys, right? When you got a winner, just keep playing the winner. I'm going to stick with Chivas, and they're going to beat San Jose 2-0. And they're going to take the Western Conference.
All right, we'll see.
I like it.
Believe it when I see it.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, you can always email us at extratime@mlsnet.com. All you Toronto fans, make sure you make that out to Shep. That's all we have for you this week. But don't forget about the ET Guest Reporter Contest, where you could win a trip to MLS Cup and join us on the sidelines of the field at Quest Field. And check out the website on mlsnet.com for all the details. That's all we have for you this week, but join us next week and we'll kick it around.